Good afternoon. This is Randy Smotone with InvestSharp with your Friday, October the 30th market update. Kind of repeat what I said yesterday. Wow, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday I said stocks were being bought with both hands, and today stocks are being sold with both hands. So the Dow lost over 2.5% today to close down 249 points, closing at 9,712. The PMI came in at 54, which was ahead of the forecast of 48, and the consumer sentiment was in line at 70. Financials were extremely weak, and they seem to be leading the market lower. Oil fell almost $3 back to the $77 a barrel level. The dollar was stronger today. I have the dollar chart pulled up here. I'm using the UUP. So you can follow along at home, because since most of you probably don't trade futures. So you can see that you might say the dollar has actually crossed this downtrend line. So dollar gaining strength. You can see here on the MACD it's also climbing. I'm not sure how strong the dollar is going to get. I don't know if it may go back up here. We've got some resistance at $23 up here that may stop. At some point you would think the market should be able to go up with the dollar going up, but that isn't how it seems to work, at least this year. So we'll keep an eye on that. The gold ETF GLD was only down slightly today. It was only down 0.15%, while the silver ETF SLV was down 2%. So if we go take a look at those, the GLD was actually held up really well today. You know, considering how far down the market was. So there are definitely some buyers there still hanging around in the gold area. SLV, which is the silver ETF, it was weaker, but you could see that there was definitely some buying going on. Make it a little bigger by the candlestick here. So let's go over and take a look at the Dow. So of course I've already spoke that we've broken this uptrend line. The MACD continues lower. You know, I don't think the selling is finished, but I would expect that we'd get some bounce Monday after selling off so much today. So we'll have to wait and see what Monday brings. Let's take a look at the SPX. SPX closed down almost 30 points, losing 2.81%, and the NASDAQ closed down 52 points, losing around 2.5%. So all three indices closed near their lows of the day. The Dow actually holding up best. So there is definitely people that are buying the blue chips, or holding on to them anyway, and not selling them as hard as they are the NASDAQ stocks and the financials and the S&P. Now looking at the chart here I'm looking at the 6-month on the S&P. I've got this channel line drawn, and we've been down to the bottom of this channel before. We've touched it here and here and here. And if we actually come back down to it, which we may very well get there, this would bring us down somewhere around, this is about, on the SPX, it's about 985, 986 level. So let's see if we fall all the way to there or not. I also have a Fibonacci on here from the October 2nd low. So we're stopped right now right around the 78% retracement. So we could stop there, turn, go back up, or we may not. Again, we'll have to wait and see. With as heavy as the selling was today, and closing near the lows is not promising. It looks like we probably have some more downside to go. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, I do believe you can do some nibbling on some good stocks you've been waiting to get into. Again, you need to buy some partial entries, maybe a quarter if you want 100 shares, buy 25 shares of some good stocks that are down right now, and wait for the market to stabilize before you add. And when I say stabilize, we need to hold a level in the market for at least 3 days. So if we say, for instance, if we could hold around this area here on the SPX, this 1036, we need to hold that level for about 3 days before I would feel comfortable to add some more to positions. Another thing you can watch is for GS. GS has been a market leader this year, so has Apple. You need to watch for them to stabilize. Again, you need, best to have 2 to 3 days of stabilizing. If they start stabilizing, then the market's probably is finished going lower. So all 16 sectors finished in the red today. The drug sector showed the most strength by closing down only 1.45%, and the weakest sector was the bank index, down almost 5%. So if we take a look at the VIX, it was flying today, which you can call the fear index. So we're back up past this previous resistance level. We went flying right past it. The VIX was up almost 24%. Not sure where the VIX is headed. Maybe back up here. Well, I'll just have to wait and see. So let's go over into the InvestSharp website. Take a look at the current market signals. We follow the point and figure charts for the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. Of course, the Dow and NASDAQ have been on a sell signal now for all week. And the S&P still remains on a buy signal. It's the only one that still remains on a buy signal. We'll go over and take a look at the S&P point and figure chart. So the S&P, until we go on a sell signal, still has this price objective of 1,295. Once we take out this previous low of 1,020, once that's taken out, and we actually have to print 1,010, and the S&P will go on a sell signal. So you might watch for the 1,010 level on the S&P, and then that'll put all three, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, on sell signals. Thanks for joining me today, and have a great weekend. And remember to always invest sharp.